for pulling them over. The cop walked up to the driver's side door and said, "Ma'am, do you realize you're only driving 18 miles per hour?" She said, "Well, yes, officer, I realize that." The cop asked her, "Well, why are you driving so slowly?" She said, "Well, that's what the sign says, 18. The officer laughed and said, No, that's not the miles per hour. This is Highway 18. You're on Highway 18. He then looked in the back seat and noticed the women in the back looking terrified, as though they'd just seen a ghost. And he asked, "What is up with these other women? Why do they look so scared?" The driver then said, "Well, we just got off Highway 119. Grace and peace to you from God the Father, and from our Lord, and from our Savior, Jesus, who is the Christ. Amen." Have any of you ever been on the Appalachian Trail? Any of you have done this? Colin has been. I don't think it goes through West Virginia, does it? I've looked at the route. I think it just goes on the outside, goes up through Virginia. It comes really close to West Virginia, but I don't think the trail ever actually comes into our state. Well, the Appalachian Trail is the longest foot trail in the whole world. There's longer trails out there, but it's the longest exclusively made foot trail in the entire world. It was conceived of in the early 1900s, but nobody had ever actually taken it upon themselves to go the entire distance from Georgia to Mount Katahdin. Katahdin? Who's been to Maine before? Am I pronouncing that right? It's in Maine. Mount Katahdin. Katahdin. Very good. That's why I married her. Until there was a man, and his name was Earl Schaefer. And that's Earl Schaefer up there on the screen. And Earl Schaefer was a World War II veteran. And he managed to go all the way from Georgia, all the way up to Mount Katahdin in 1948. Earl Schaefer said he did it because he had lost many friends in the war. He fought in the Pacific Theater. He lost some very close buddies. And he said he wanted to do this because he wanted to walk the war out of his system. The first one to ever make it. 2,160 miles long. Can you imagine that? 2,160 miles. Every year, about 1,500 people will attempt this nowadays. 1,500 people, all starting off with the goal, thinking that they will finish the entire course, but only about 1 in 10 will finish it. So it's a very, very hard task to undertake. And what Earl Schaefer loved more than anything else was the view from Mount Katahdin. He said that when he reached his goal, there was no better place in the entire world. Earl Schaefer did this 3 times. He did this as a young man right after World War II. He also did it as a 79-year-old man, and he finished it. And someone asked him, what could prompt a 75-year-old man to walk over 2,000 miles through the forest, up and down these hills, up and down the mountains, and the wind, and the rain, and the elements? And he said this: Katahdin, this mountain, is the most beautiful. From the top, you can see everything. You can look at it from so many different ways. And it looks different from every time. People ask me what it is to make me go off and do something like this. It's the beauty. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Mount Katahdin. Our first lesson for this morning that Joe read for us just a few minutes talks about a different mountain. It's a prophecy. It comes to us from the prophet Isaiah, an Old Testament prophet. And Isaiah speaks a lot about the coming Christ. And in the weeks ahead, we'll hear some of the prophecies that Isaiah has for the baby born in the manger, that his mother would be a young virgin. And a lot of these prophecies that we knew to come true when Jesus was born 2,000 years in Bethlehem. But the prophecy we have this morning is an end-time prophecy. It's a prophecy which has yet to be fulfilled. And Isaiah has prophecies for things that have already happened, but also prophecies for his promises that God makes to us. These beautiful images. Isaiah talks about this prophecy that he gets from God and talks about in the last days. The last days, at the end of time, the mountain of the Lord's temple will be established. Can you picture it? Can you see it? As the highest of the mountains, it will be exalted above the hills, and all nations will stream to it. Advent's kind of an odd season, isn't it? Most people, after Thanksgiving, have already turned our attention to Christmas, Black Friday, and now they do shopping even before Black Friday, don't they? I even saw the day before Thanksgiving sales. And I'll tell you the truth, I love Christmas. I've had Christmas music going for probably a good month already, okay? I'm not the type of person who doesn't believe you shouldn't listen to Christmas music until Christmas Day. I'm not the type of person who believes we shouldn't turn the Christmas tree on before Christmas Day. I love Christmas. I love this season. I love the music. I love the family. I love buying gifts for my children. I love everything about this season. But our readings and the intentional focus that we have from Isaiah, from Romans, and from Jesus, as we are preparing for the busiest time of the year. December it's crazy busy, isn't it? I mean, it's go, go, go. There really is no stop to this month. You're so busy that we can become distracted. The readings for today remind us to take some time to get our priorities straight, to look upon God, to anticipate this wonderful mountain, and from the mountain God's laws and God's wisdom and the beauty of God will rain down on all of creation. And Jesus tells us it will come unexpectedly. We won't anticipate it, we won't see it coming, and before we know it, it will be here. But this Advent season, Advent 1, today we start a new year. We start by looking at the end. We start by reminding ourselves that God is in control. That God has a plan. And this mountain which will come. This Christmas season. Are you overwhelmed yet? Do you feel like it's a little bit much already? Take some time. Get your priorities straight. Love this season because it is a beautiful season. But look upon the Lord. Look to his mountain. Worship God. Amen?